so this is going to be my review of Superman Last Son. I got this at a convention along with a few other comics that I'm currently reading through, and I'll do reviews on them eventually. But yeah, let's just talk about this. Now, for those who don't know, this was an Action Comics story arc that was written during the Geoff Johns' run in Action Comics, and the artwork was done by Adam Kubert. The other thing that Geoff Johns co-wrote this with a guy you all know as Ricard Donner. If you don't know who Donner is or what he's done for the film and what he's done for Superman, I have no hope. I have no faith in you. But yeah, Superman Last Son is a great story, and I got this for about $6 at this convention. This the Absolute Edition. Well, not Absolute, like the special edition, the special edition hardback. So yeah, now this story, for those who don't know, is pre-52. This is a pre-52 Action Comics story involving a young boy who's apparently Kryptonian. Superman discovers, and he convinces Lois and him decide to raise him as their own. And then suddenly they realize that, oh God, that this kid is the son of General Zod and Ursa. This is a very good comic. If you watch, I would say right off the bat, if you watch Superman Last Son, Man of Steel, it's late, cut me some slack, I'm scatterbrained right now. If you watched Man of Steel and wanted to read something with a Superman comic and didn't read a lot of Superman before, I would say this is pretty good access. I mean, yeah, there's some things in there that are going to confuse you, but if you know who Superman is, and if you knew the animated series or watch Man of Steel, and you want to see something like Superman and Zod, I'd say check this out. This is exactly what apparently Ricard Donner really wanted to do with the rest of the Superman films, and he got to do with some of that. Now, this comic book shows Superman trying to be a father. This is him and Lois trying to be a father in this five-part story. And it really shows that Clark is... there's actually this really interesting line when Clark finds the boy, who he names Christopher, and he talks to his parents, Martha and John, and he tells him, what if I had landed in Kansas City instead of Smallville? Would I have been a super soldier? Would I have been would I have been dissected? What would have happened to me? And you really do see that Clark is very excited that there's another Kryptonian. It's not just him and Kara anymore, And this feels very much like a Ricard Donner film, because this has stuff in here. I mean, Donner apparently did a lot of the writing. To my knowledge, apparently, that Donner did a lot of the writing in this story, and Geoff Johns did a few other things. He did, but when he said co-wrote, this was mostly a Donner project. And it really shows, how Zod is written. He's just like, kneel before me and all this. I'm like, this is so cool. And I really like this, because this has, again, I have to bring up that if you just watch Man of Steel, or you just watch the animated series, or you want to get into more Superman, I would really suggest this. I mean, it's very much in deep with a lot of the comic. It's very deep in the Superman run. But however, you could easily pick this up with give or take a few little things, but I think you'd enjoy it. There's so many cool things in here. You've got Superman trapped in the Phantom Zone. We've got a mention of Mon-El. We've got Bizarro in here, and we've got Luthor, Metallo, and Parasite. And it's so great. I could go on and on. It's such a fun comic. That's the thing. It's fun at the same point. And there's actually this great moment after Superman is sent to the Phantom Zone. Zod and the other escapees from the Phantom Zone break out and capture all the other superheroes. And Superman is forced to team up with Luthor, Parasite, and Metallo and Bizarro. And it's so cool. There's actually this great scene where Superman and the Superman Revenge Squad, that's what they call themselves, are basically getting all their weapons together to fight Zod and the other evil Kryptonians. And Luthor's going on and on about how he could have killed Superman with all these great tools. And Superman just comes right back and says, "If you have so many ways to kill me, Luthor, then why am I still alive?" Boom. And there's just so many great things in here. I think There's also a brief rundown of the other kryptonites because Metallo gets upgraded with all the different colored kryptonites, and he tells you what they do. It's like casual. It's not like, oh, here's an information box. He just casually mentions while him and Parasite are killing Kryptonians, and it's so cool. And again, I'm really fangasming over this because this, I feel like, is a good jumping on. Again, I have to bring up that this is such a good point to jump on for Superman fan, and it's a good love letter to Superman fans. The fight sequences are great in here. I love them. Especially the fight between Superman and Bizarro. There's a great fight between him and Bizarro. There's a great ending fight between him and Zod as well. And it doesn't end on a good note. That's the thing. Like this, Superman's always there to make you feel good, but it does have a very good ending. But it still kind of leaves Superman like he lost. I'll say that much. And yeah, I could go on and on, but again, this is a comic book that I would really suggest if you're a Superman fan or a newcomer. I know I've said that a lot in this video, but that's how I really feel about it. And yeah, also the artwork by Adam Kubert is amazing. I love his art style in here. It's very bright, very vibrant, very unique too. And there's also some just great splash pages, like when Zod, Ursa, and Non and the other Kryptonians are battling the U.S. military. There's a great splash page of that. There's also a great splash page of when Superman is just standing, he's just floating right next to this building, and you see in the building's reflection of what happened in Metropolis when Zod took over. Like I said, there's some great splash pages in here. Adam Kubert's artwork, you just want to look at. It's kind of like with Alex Ross. I mean, the only thing between him and Alex Ross is, and don't get me wrong, I love Alex Ross as an artist, but the thing is that all of his artwork is so detailed, it's kind of a little jarring in a good way. It's jarring in the sense that when I'm trying to read a comic book with Alex Ross artwork, I'm more paying attention to the art than the writing. It's kind of, I managed to get through Kingdom Come because it took me a while because I'm just looking so much at Alex Ross's artwork, and I'm not really paying attention to the story. It's kind of like that. It's so good, it's hard not to look away from it. Adam Kubert has the same thing, except you can still read everything while looking at the artwork. Yeah. I'm not discrediting Alex Ross. It's just that when you have a comic book of him in there, it's just kind of hard to focus on the words than how pretty his artwork is. But yeah, anyway, I really enjoy this. This is a great Superman story. Not really a lot of people focus on this story, even though it was co-written by Ricard Donner. And you can clearly see that Donner, while writing this comic, had a shit ton of fun writing this alongside Geoff Johns. So I highly recommend this if you're a Superman fan.